You believe that you are destined to be unsexy and ugly just because you are a video gamer. But if you were really born as unsexy, how do other video gamers, average looking video gamers, get sexy in just like less than 3 months? 90 days is all it took for me to go from average looking video gamer to actually start getting compliments when I was shirtless. So the question is, do you actually lack attractiveness? Or you just lack the habits that build your attractiveness? So here are 5 steps that will make you sexy and attractive in only 90 days. Now the first step is crucial because without it, everything else fails. So let me ask you a question. When did you decide that you want to be a video gamer? Well, right now you probably believe it's just like some people are born to be sexy and, you know, those high school chads. Some people are born to be athletes, some people are born to be musicians, and I was born to play video games. That's a total bullshit, bro. I used to believe the same lie for like most of my life. The truth is that that is the identity that other people persuaded you to go for with. It's like you didn't pick to become a video gamer. Of course you like playing video games, but you never picked to be unsexy. You never picked to be a guy who can't speak to girls. You never picked to be unloved. But it's the direct result of the identity that other people pushed onto you. When you wanted to change, when you wanted to do something beautiful, but other people either didn't saw that or they basically made fun of you. So of course you went to playing video games because in video games there was the only time in your entire life where people could actually see you as somebody worth success. But I don't see you that way. I see you as a man who has a potential. Just like I did. Just like I had the potential. And I changed. And I see the same potential in you. The only thing is that you have to decide right now that you want to change. It might sound cringe, but here's the thing that I want you to do right now. You are already, if you're watching that video, you are already part of my tribe, right? You are with me. I'm your brother. Say with me, I want to change. I want to become sexy. And I will do it. Yeah, so let's go further. But if you already decided that you want to improve, what can we do right now, right here, to instantly improve your attractiveness by 30 to 40%? Actually, there is one thing that can indeed increase your attractiveness from 30 to 40%. And that thing you can do it actually right now. Let me tell you something. Actually, your body, the way you move yourself around the world, around the room that you are in, is actually the mirror of your inner state. So if I would sit and talk like that, you would feel that I'm nervous, right? But when I sit like here and I'm like open, I try to like gesture, I try to be playful with my body. I'm open. I'm not sitting like that. I'm rather, of course, like sometimes when I'm like telling you something, I'm more closed, but I'm open basically. It's like you now see that I'm maybe like not attractive, like probably you're not gay, so you probably don't think that I'm attractive because I'm like my legs are open, whatever. But the thing is that girls notice. Whenever you want to become more attractive instantly, the first thing that you want and you can do is to basically have something like open body language. So closed body language is when we basically close ourselves. Open body language is when we take up space. When we take up space, we are saying to the world that we are not scared of taking the place. It will be hard for you. I want you to practice that for a couple of days. It will be actually hard for you for the first couple of days. It will feel some kind of an unnatural, but that's how you exp, right? That's how you exp anything. When you start playing a new game, it is kind of unnatural, you don't know the movement yet. But the more you play it, the more experience you have, the better you are. The same is, brother, with open body language. Just start practicing it right now. By the way, that's the thing that I actually teach in my program, in my paid program. Actually, I don't only teach that, I teach how to build an amazing physique, I teach how to work on your facial attractiveness, I teach you how to cold approach girls without being scared. So yeah, these are all the methods that I use to actually get into the relationship and later become engaged with my fiancée. So if that's something that you are interested in, check the first link in the description of that video. But just body language won't hide your facial attractiveness. So now we have to focus actually on that, on our face, right? We want to actually improve our face. And to be honest, there are two ways to improve your facial attractiveness that doesn't involve any surgery or genes or like whatever else, right? They are easy and you can do them no matter who you are and where do you live. The first thing that actually I did, and it's somewhere around 70% of your facial attractiveness, is the structure of your face. How to improve the structure of your face? The easiest way actually is to work on the muscles of your face, your facial muscles, right? So what I did to improve the facial attractiveness, to improve the muscles of my face, I basically worked. The first thing I did was something called mewing. Like, probably you already know that because it apparently became a meme a couple of years ago. What mewing is basically we want to stick our tongue to the palate, which is like that roof of our mouth. The easiest tutorial for mewing that I came across was to basically just imagine that you are saying the word sing, and that word, that part, and like that N is the exact place where your tongue should be in your mouth, right? So it's like sin, right? And then we want to create the vacuum in our like face, right? So it's like you can of course like increase the effect by creating the vacuum by swallowing the salva. So it's like so this is the like mewing 101. If you want, by the way, if you want a video on mewing, on how I do it and how I increase my facial attractiveness, write down the comment and I might wanna prepare something for you. But there are also a couple of other things that you might wanna incorporate to your daily routine to actually improve your facial attractiveness. The first thing actually that gives the most amount of results, it's actually chewing hard things. It's either chewing gums or chewing like hard things like, I don't know, nuts or meat. It's like the more you chew, the more those parts of your jaw work. So the more they are defined, the more like defined will be your jawline basically, right? And another thing that you can also incorporate are different exercises for your neck and your jaw. Basically, you can do something called NPR, which is basically just applying force to your jaw. You can do something called neck training, which basically is having that weird thing on your head and like curling your neck with, let's say, some weight. And that also helped me to get a lot of like nice structure, not only with my face but also with my neck, which made me look even more masculine and even more sexier. And here's the second part, because 70% of your facial attractiveness is your structure, 30% is actually your body fat. So the easiest way to actually become even sexier is to just reduce your body fat, ideally to something like 10 to 12%. That way, basically, your face, you will have more like hollow cheeks, your face will be more slim and more sharp. Now we have the solid ground, but for the full potential of your attractiveness, you still lack the aesthetics of the rest of your body. So let's focus on that right now. The easiest way in which you can actually, and that's actually the highest ROI. No amount of facial attractiveness will change that much things as the thing that I'm about to tell you. The highest ROI thing that is also like hard, but not necessarily that hard, and you can actually improve it in 90 days, is improving the frame of your body, which means getting that V-shaper, getting like sculpting your body to be that V-shape. That automatically makes you more attractive to girls, and bro, girls love that. So how to actually build that V-shaper? The easiest way to do is to basically get that part of our body smaller and that part of our body wider, right? That's how we build V-shaper. So how to actually build that? First of all, drop your body fat, because your body fat will be stored here also. That will make your V-shaper more like that, right? So you want to minimize the space here and maximize the space here. How to maximize the space here? Basically, work on your back, primarily your lats, work on your shoulders. The best type of shoulders is like lateral shoulders, lateral exercises, and work on your traps as well. But just hitting those three parts should make a visible difference. And of course, if you want to look even more aesthetic, you want to keep the balance, so you have to like train your arms as well and your legs, like of course. But the thing and the goal that will get us the highest ROI is not having like those huge muscles, because actually I was skinny. I didn't have like that much muscles when I started getting first dates. Actually, there was a point in my life where I had like full month of dates booked, and I had girls who wanted to go out with me, but I didn't have time, which is like sad, but but to be honest, it was like, yeah, fun time basically. And the thing is, I wasn't necessarily bulked, I wasn't necessarily like muscular, I just had that V-shaper. So just increasing the shoulder to waist ratio, just increasing that V-shaper will get you solid fundamentals. Now we've maxed almost every single part of our physical attractiveness. But if you want her to love not only your body, but also your character, we have to incorporate the last final piece of the puzzle. So let me ask you a question. Let's imagine your favorite superhero movie, or any movie, to be honest. Let's describe the character from that movie. Okay? Just think about, what does that guy do on a daily basis? Does he lay on his bed for an entire day? Does he play video games for an entire day? No. For me, it will be probably Daredevil or Batman. Let's focus on Batman. He's actually, I think, like more cooler than Daredevil. Actually, that guy is Bruce Wayne, so he's like millionaire. He works in the business, right? He fights crime. He's actually has some kind of a mission, right? He builds, he innovates, he trains. Clearly, he has something to do every single minute of his entire life. That makes him sexy. That makes him actually interesting character. You wouldn't watch Batman if every movie would go on to the cinema with Batman. Would be a movie where he basically sits in his room and plays League of Legends. Bro, what the hell? You wouldn't watch that shit. The same is with you. Even if you will have the most attractive body, it still doesn't matter if you don't have your purpose. What is your purpose? Your purpose sends out 3 biological messages to the girl that you want to attract. Ambition, so that you are ambitious, that you want to actually achieve something in your life. Direction, that you have some kind of a direction, that you are not like a child, you actually know what you want to do, what you want to get out of your life, and she can actually rest with you and follow your lead. And discipline, so that those two things you can actually achieve. But the question you probably will ask me is, okay, Ivan, how can I find my purpose? And the easiest way is actually to do something that I did a couple of years ago. I remember I was sitting there in my backyard with my journal. I was sitting there and writing. I was writing my perfect life. I just wanted to describe the perfect day in my life that I wanted to live when I will be older, right? When I will eventually be successful. And then I was asking myself, okay, like, for most of the things that I write here, they are not things like, oh, playing video games. It's not like, like watching new Marvel movie. It was actually like, okay, training Muay Thai, fighting with bad guys, spending quality time on a date with my wife, working on the business and making a lot of money, right? So just ask yourself, if anything would be possible, what would be the thing that I would love to do? That's the first question. The second question you might want to ask yourself is, if there is a reason why I am on this earth, what would it be? And the last thing that I actually came across, I didn't do that exercise, but I want to do that exercise in a couple of days. I'm actually thrilled to do that. Is to do something called 100 list. It's actually when you write out 100 entries with the things that you either want to try, or the things that you love to do or like to do, or you're curious about, right? So it might be like whatever. It might be playing with my cat, Fortnite. It might be beating Andrew Tate in a fight. It might be being Batman. It might be learning Muay Thai. It might be like whatever, bro. Just write out 100 things. And out of that, I can guarantee you that there are things that you might actually want to try to incorporate into your purpose. And by the way, finding the direction, finding the meaning, increasing your attractiveness, building your aesthetic physique, these are the things that I actually teach in my paid program. So here's the first link in the description. If you are a video gamer who wants to become jacked, aesthetic, and eventually find the girl of his life, basically check the first link in the description right now. Do your best and leave the rest to God.